Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Puppet Master Month here on Reaction and Review. Yes, folks, it has been a very interesting month, but all good things must come to an end, and this is the final time you'll see me holding one of these DVD cases on camera. So, yeah. So far, though, the series has been really promising. And tonight's film is the final film in the series, at least as of right now. It was made last year. It was called Puppet Master: Axis of Evil. Now, I should warn everybody that this is yet another prequel, which apparently is set immediately after the opening to Puppet Master 1. So this one's trying to bridge the gap between the opening of Puppet Master 1 and the rest of the goddamn film. I am not really sure if that's going to work out. I don't know if that's really a bright idea, but hey, I honestly am willing to try it. After all, I was warned by people about how retro Puppet Master was really going to suck. And that thing turned out to be okay. So hell, almost anything's possible right now. And plus, hey, I'm really curious exactly what in the hell 2010 technology can do to make these puppets move. I'm really curious if this is going to look decent or not. And the only way to find out is for me to shut up and watch it. So I'm going to do just that. So without further ado, it's time to kick back, relax, and check out Puppet Master: Axis of Evil. Now, the changeover from footage from the first Puppet Master into this one really doesn't, work. The set looks totally different in these new shots. Just thought I'd mention. Okay. Two things about this scene. First of all, our two German officers have no goddamn accents again. That's big issue with this. Second of all, this Japanese operative, this female Japanese operative, it would help if her dialogue matched her lips and if the acting on her part was decent. This whole scene screams of failure. Wait a minute, wait. So, now instead of just taking the needle and just sticking it into, like, the heart of these puppets, they have a little hole in the back that you shoot it into? Where the hell did this hole go then in every other fucking film? I'm kind of curious now. I'd just like to say, this guy really sucks at playing a fucking drunk. I just sort of wanted to mention that. Good God. Wait a minute. Wait. So now you can put a soul into a puppet by just mixing the person's blood with the fucking reanimating serum? How many times are they gonna change how the fuck you get a soul into one of these puppets? It's really beginning to bug the shit out of me. Okay, if she is a Japanese spy, and she's talking to her Japanese commander, why the fuck is she communicating to him in English? Again, guys, this actually is just one of those little fucking, plot holes, which just sort of bugs me a little. Why the hell is she talking in English to her Japanese commanding officer when, by all logical sense, she'd be speaking in Japanese? I'm just kind of curious. It just seems a little stupid to me. So, wait a moment. The fucking thing ends on a sequel hook? Are you fucking serious? Well, it was definitely interesting. I will say that. Well, that was Puppet Master: Axis of Evil. Let me pop out the disc. Fiddle. There we go. Now, it's time to talk about this. First of all, I would like to say that Puppet Master Month, I believe, has been a complete and total success. Because, you know what? I am just going to say this short and sweet before I go into the actual review. The movie was actually pretty good. Which means that out of the 8 films that are in this set, 6 of them are pretty good. One of them I haven't even bothered to watch yet, but that's because I don't want to watch a clip show of shit I've already seen. So, out of the 7 films I watched in the set, or 8 films in the set I watched, 6 of them were good. Hell, 6 of them were great. Puppet Master Axis of Evil is a flawed film, but it is pretty good. Allow me to run through everything. First of all, the story, I really do like how they were able to at least begin to bridge the gap between Puppet Master 3 and Puppet Master, or rather, Retro Puppet Master, like all these other ones which were all prequels, trying to bridge all of that and the opening to Puppet Master and the start of Puppet Master. That I actually thought was kind of, clever. What I didn't like was the fact that they actually were able to explain why in the hell we don't see six shooter in Puppet Master or Puppet Master 2, but they actually leave it where you're still asking questions. Because, alright, I'm going to tell you guys, they had like one scene where they opened up a drawer in Toulon's trunk and they found 6 shooter's arms. And the main character, Danny, says that Toulon was in the middle of fixing him. Okay, that's totally cool. Who the fuck fixed him when he shows up next in Puppet Master 4? Who the hell fixed him? I'm really curious about that. Wait, it was 4. Who the fuck fixed him? Because that's never explained. We also have another brand new puppet. It actually is this like ninja puppet who we never see again. Who may or may not be dead, because I don't think you can kill a puppet in the way that they did here. It just doesn't feel right to me. So we have that going for us. It really does leave a whole lot of questions. The fucking thing ends on a sequel hook, so I'm hoping for there to be like Axis of Evil 2 or some such shit, which would kind of continue the story, because I am genuinely curious. Now, earlier I mentioned one of the German spies having no accent, and I talked about how that kind of bugged me a little bit. Well, Perhaps maybe I should have thought a little bit prior to saying, because they were able to explain that, and it is that he is a spy and he's posing as a plant worker, so naturally you can't have a German accent when you're doing that, so that actually was the story behind that. I still have no fucking clue why in the hell the actress who played the Dragon Lady had to be fucking had ever dialogue looped in, and I don't know why that looped in dialogue was shitty as hell, but I do know that was something else that kind of bugged me a little. I also mentioned in the fucking opening when they had to recreate Toulon's room from Puppet Master 1, I mentioned that the set looks totally off, and there's 2 things which kind of cause this. One item is lighting. Lighting is vastly different fucking between the shots from Puppet Master 1 and the new stuff shot for this film. Also, a ton of furniture is missing, and the room actually looks bigger. And this is especially noticeable when Toulon is trying to hide his trunk, which was a clip from Puppet Master 1. You see him pull out this panel of wall and lean it against a dresser. When Danny comes into the fucking room, not fucking 60 seconds later, the fucking dresser is gone. It just magically poofed into nothingness. And that was something which kind of bothered me slightly. So, that actually seemed a little bit off. But I do have to commend them for at least trying. Now, during every single one of these Puppet Master episodes, I have covered the actual puppet effect. And, excuse me, the puppets in this film were actually done rather, well. The reason is because, unlike the other films, which always tried to give the puppets the complete and total illusion of movement by actually showing them running or moving around with stop motion and all this other shit, almost everything involving the puppets moving is done with close-up, and it works. It genuinely works, and I really have to give them props, because after sitting through retro and sitting through Curse of, where you are seeing hands, actually like physical hands going in and moving arms and rods fucking like jutting at her wrists and everything else, the fact that none of that is present is just absolutely great. I just loved that. One other issue, and this has to do with the writing, is and I honestly am not entirely certain on a whole lot of this, but a whole lot of the dialogue just seems to be playing fast and loose with history. Because, okay, now my fucking knowledge on World War II is a little bit sketchy. I know for a fact that the film was set in like 1939, 1941, around there somewhere. It was shortly after Toulon's death, which I believe actually was officially stated as like 1939 or 1938. It is set almost immediately after, that, and we have a German officer who is talking about Auschwitz. I really don't think that camp was around at that time. We have the fucking Japanese spy who's talking about kamikaze pilots. I don't believe the kamikaze pilots were around at, that time. It just sort of seems like everything is just trying to play fast and loose with history, and it sort of bothers me a little bit. Speaking of history, one other thing, and this actually is sort of a costume issue, is when Max, our German spy with the perfect American accent, is running around in his German uniform. He has the Nazi armband. The problem with this armband, and this is something which I kind of noticed, and it was sort of bothering me because it seems like a really glaring issue. First of all, it is twice as wide as it actually should be. He's wearing it far too low on his arm. The biggest one, the swastika, is backwards. If you look on the back of the DVD case, there is a very clear swastika on the cover. You probably can't see it there. So they know how the swastika is supposed to go, but when he wears it, it's backwards in every single shot. The only time that the swastika looks right is when he's looking at himself in the mirror. I actually thought that was kind of funny. Now, mind you, almost every single one of these problems involving props and lighting and all that, I can totally let all of it slide because, god damn it, the film was actually watchable. And if you can look past every single one of those faults, you actually can look past the questionable acting on the fucking Japanese spy, if you can look past the god-awful props, if you can look past all of that, you will find a very interesting and a very entertaining movie. Do not attempt to try to figure out continuity in the series, or the fact that they actually don't seem to know their fucking history. But hey, it actually is still good. Cinematography is really decent. Lighting, minus actually the opening scene where it just doesn't match. The lighting otherwise is very, very competent, and it is very well done. And also the cinematography is really good. It's just this film is basically... This thing is basically going back to form when it comes to Puppet Master. This thing actually has that brief spark of goodness we saw in Puppet Master 3, 4, and 5. This thing is basically going back to form. God damn it, all this fucking cold. Anyway, I am very happy to have watched this. Now, I should mention now, when it comes to this film, when it comes to Axis of Evil, as far as I know, there's only two ways to get it. One way is through the box set, which honestly, as of right now, I would highly say buy it. This thing is probably worth it, because really, the only ones which are just truly shit, I'm going to say this right now, are Curse of, and I am going to throw Legacy in there too, just because I have zero interest in fucking watching Legacy. But every other film in here is actually at least watchable in some way, shape, or form. Now, the other way to get it is you got to buy the first Puppet Master on Blu-ray, and it comes with Axis of Evil. So there actually are multiple ways you can get the film. So and well, plus also naturally you can go for things like Netflix, and there's probably actually a couple of websites which are fucking streaming it. Bunch of other shit. You can probably find this film really easy. And once again, my final ruling on the box set, it's definitely worth the $30. I mean, shit, come on, guys. This thing was just great. I mean, okay, yeah, I honestly was not able to get through Curse of without just wanting to cry, and Legacy I have no interest in, but fucking A. But like the other 7 films are definitely worth it. They are definitely quality. They are definitely good. And this film, it really makes me want to see more Puppet Master films. Which after watching Curse of and after watching Retro and just laughing at how bad Retro was, that is saying a lot. The fact that this thing this thing is making me want to see more Puppet Master films. And I'm hoping and praying that they actually continue with this story arc, because that, I think, would be fantastic. So guys, with that, we come to the close of another reaction and review. Until next time, ladies and gentlemen, take care, and I will see you all in the near future. Peace.